Thank you very much. As the Deputy Mayor and portfolio holder for housing and equalities, I know that equality matters to everybody, and the Council has a vital role in tackling discrimination and promoting fairness and equality. How the Council spends its money, who we employ, and what services we provide must stand up to scrutiny in terms of not excluding people. We also need to ensure that it doesn't exclude communities or any particular area. As a council, we fully recognise that we play an important role in eliminating unlawful discrimination and harassment, fostering good community relations, and demonstrating and promoting equality of opportunity. We want to lead by example, and we are working in a number of different ways to do this. Doncaster Council is here to ensure that Doncaster and its people thrive. It is as simple as that. And this can only happen by putting people first and ensuring that communities are at the heart of everything we do. Doncaster communities have always been distinct and full of character, and in recent years this distinctiveness and character has grown considerably. We are proud to be part of a borough where so many different people and cultures live side by side. Our diversity is one of our greatest strengths. Our aim is to improve the quality of life for everyone who lives, visits or works in Doncaster through promoting inclusion and diversity, tackling inequalities and removing those barriers that may prevent people from fulfilling their true potential. This is our way of helping to ensure that our strong and distinct people, groups and communities have equality of opportunity and are not disadvantaged when accessing services, education or employment. To ensure equality, diversity and inclusion is upfront and centre in our key programmes. Our EDI priorities, as we call them, run through each of the main themes of our Doncaster Growing Together programme, our borough strategy and our connected council policy. Whether you are caring, living, working or learning in Doncaster, we are here to help support you and your families. Our priorities have been developed using national, regional and local data and intelligence sources to help gain a better understanding of our borough and its changing needs. And it's important events like these that shape our approach. We are open to change and we need to hear from people who we are trying to help. Today, I would like to highlight the Council's continued commitment to its people and its communities through 4 key areas of focus, and they are community engagement, partnership working, business and partnership opportunities, and our workforce. And I'd like just to spend some time telling you a little more about what we are doing in these vital areas. With regards to community engagement, in 2017, Doncaster Council and Doncaster Clinical Commissioning Group commissioned a piece of customer research to improve our understanding of how we could work with communities to improve the health and well-being of Doncaster residents. This was named Doncaster Talks. The whole process reached 200 Doncaster residents across 100 days. The research approach was presented to the Local Government Association Innovation Zone in 2018 as a case study of local government innovation best practice. The final report identified a number of priorities for Doncaster. A centrepiece of these was a resilience framework focusing on two major resilience factors specific to the Doncaster population: openness to change and correctedness, which were drawn out of the research findings. Using the same Doncaster Talks brand, we will undertake a listening exercise through the summer of 2019 to help shape a new borough plan. We want to set out a longer-term vision for the borough and get a real lived experience into our policy development. We will be doing this using a number of different methods. We are aiming for a broad spectrum of responses that match the diverse nature of our borough. Hearing everyone's voice is the key to getting this right. To help achieve this, we have a new project team entirely made up of people from the voluntary, community and faith sector that will work together until September 2019 to discover and recommend the most effective structure to represent the voluntary, community and faith sector in Doncaster. We will also utilise the Doncaster Inclusion and Fairness Forum. This was set up by the Team Doncaster Strategic Partnership in 2014 as an independent advisory group whose purpose is to increase understanding of the challenges related to inclusion and fairness of local people from all walks of life, whilst shaping and promoting the work of the Council and its partnership boards. We appointed an independent chair, and over his term, the forum benefited from strong partner engagement, which has enabled progress on a range of local and national topic areas. The chair has now moved on, and we have reviewed the structure of the Inclusion and Fairness Forum and are currently in the process of recruiting a leadership team that represents communities in Doncaster and ensures that diverse voices continue to be heard and listened to. With regard to partnership working, there is a renewed approach by Doncaster Council and its partners to work with BME communities in Doncaster. Just as it is also reaching out to all the wider communities in order to ensure the voices from these communities are heard and shape service development and implementation. You will be pleased to note that last year we launched the Minority Partnership Group in Doncaster in order to engage with BME communities in improving their health needs and assessments. I would like to focus on a few areas of opportunities that are available for minority groups in Doncaster to engage in and be part of. I've obviously mentioned the Doncaster Minority Partnership Group, where between 2017 and 18 there was a health needs assessment undertaken in Doncaster which focused on BME communities. One aspect of the health needs assessment involved focus group discussions with several BME community groups. The groups expressed an interest in being part of an advisory group to oversee the implementation of the recommendations of the health needs assessment. One of the recommendations of the health needs was to establish an advisory group for BME communities. The group has been formed and has been in place for 10 months, the first meeting being held in August 2018. And at the members' request, the name of the group is now Minority Partnership Group. The Minority Partnership Group is an excellent opportunity for members of BME groups to engage with an initiative to improve the health of BME community groups as we implement the recommendations of the needs assessment. We recognise that no one will be a true representative of their group, but we would like to have at least one or two members from different community groups to attend the Minority Partnership meeting that takes place once every 6 weeks. Some people here already attend. This I know because I can see a number of people here, but groups like this thrive on our diverse membership. If you have something to say, we do want to hear from you. I would like to highlight a few areas where progress has been already made. The Minority Partnership Group identified meeting space as one of the most important things for them. Working with St Leger Homes, we had a presentation about the options available for community groups in relation to community halls and meeting space. And as part of this presentation, this included free community halls as well as those that were for hire. Members were made aware of potential routes to funding and the support available to community groups to access it. And this includes crowdfunding through the Doncaster movement, which is how this particular event today has been funded. Community groups would like to set up physical activity clubs that they can access, offering support, advice and funding from the council, from the public health teams is really crucial in order to achieve this. We know that access to the NHS is incredibly important to us all. We also know that members of minority groups are not always familiar with and which services to access when they need help. We are working on this, and the Minority Partnership Group recently had Health Watch in Doncaster at a meeting to talk specifically about the NHS's long-term plan for England. We also have made progress on creating and identifying wider system opportunities in Doncaster, and I would like to talk a little bit more about this after first having a drink. So, wider systems opportunities. Doncaster Council, along with its commissioning partner, the Doncaster Clinical Commissioning Group, established a process for engagement of voluntary, community and faith sectors in the implementation of local health and social care plan called Place Plan. An initial group of 5 communities, voluntary and faith groups were identified to reach out to wider community groups in Doncaster and to establish a voice for the wider CVS communities. This is another excellent opportunity for BME communities to get involved. Health Watch is one of the lead organisations involved and can provide further information if anybody wants to know more about how to get involved. The Health Ambassadors Scheme is another opportunity for BME groups to feed in their concerns or suggestions about improving access to health services for members of BME community groups. There are volunteering opportunities available from a number of statutory organisations in Doncaster which interested members of the community that they need to explore depending on individual needs and situations. Doncaster has a history of working with BME communities. There is now opportunity to do even more with the establishment of Minority Partnership Group to build on new working relationships to improve health and well-being of BME communities in Doncaster. There are opportunities in the wider system in Doncaster that BME communities can also tap into. If I move on to the business and employment opportunities, Doncaster is in a strong position at present in terms of economic growth. We have record levels of new investment and jobs growth in a number of key business sectors such as rail, manufacturing, engineering, logistics, creative industries, healthcare and leisure. Our challenge is ensuring we get good new jobs coming through into the borough that meet the needs of all, and continuing to ensure that all our residents are equipped to access opportunities. One of our key aims as a council is to ensure that the wage from these jobs are higher than our regional and national contenders. Achieving inclusive growth is a fundamental priority in the Doncaster Growing Together Borough Strategy and Doncaster's Inclusive Growth Strategy, and it sharpens the focus on this priority. Our mission is for Doncaster people, places and businesses to participate in a growing and productive economy and enjoy improved prosperity. That is to build on our economic successes, maximise our growth potential and ensure that all Doncaster businesses, people and places do benefit from growth. We need to deliver a whole system approach. Work to drive economic growth must go hand in glove with efforts to tackle in-work poverty, support people in unstable work and to connect all people and places to opportunities. The inclusive growth strategy is clear that interventions need to target both disadvantaged groups and disadvantaged places. A key feature of the delivery of this strategy is the role of Doncaster's anchor institutions in creating growth that is more inclusive. This could involve using their purchasing power to drive growth at a local level and providing employees with opportunities for in-work progression. The Council's Advance project is aligned to the delivery of inclusive growth and has been established to assist our residents to thrive in their chosen career. Developing quality sector prospectuses, try saying that after a few, to engage our residents are informed about careers. The Doncaster employment landscape are better connected to those opportunities. The Council, through the social mobility opportunity area and Advance, are investing in all age career platforms, which is called Start Doncaster, which will be formally launched on the 16th of July and will be available for all people in Doncaster to access. This platform is a positive step forwards for Doncaster in bringing employer and careers information and options together in one place. The site will have information, videos, articles and activities from our local employer base, all designed to help users make more informed choices and access those opportunities. The Council has established employment academies designed to link Doncaster residents to key employment sites. The iPort Academy works to ensure that local access to employment opportunities link at the iPort. Two additional academies coming forward in 2019 are under development, and those are the Aero Centre, linked to the airport, and to the Unity Academy, linked to the Unity development down there in Hatfield. Delivery of enterprising business startup opportunities is the key part of the Council's delivery focus. Launchpad is delivered locally by the Council and Doncaster Chamber, supporting people to start a business and those up to 3 years of trading. A pop-up business school has also been commissioned by the Council, and this was delivered in the Wool Market a couple of weeks ago between the 3rd and 14th of June, with more than 40 people attending for the 2 weeks. The school had a representation from a cross-section across our communities, and I am happy to say that women made up the majority of those attending, which is not typical of engagement in other activities. The feedback from participants has been exceptional, and we picked out a few on screen for you today. I don't think I'm going to read those out. I think you can possibly read them yourself. However, we remain committed to continue our focus on inclusive growth and our active approach to connecting our Doncaster residents and communities to business and employment opportunities. So I'll just take another drink and then be with you on the next section. I'm going to talk about our workforce. As a council, our aspiration is for Doncaster to be an open, diverse and inclusive borough. We are totally committed to celebrating equality, inclusion and diversity and promoting good relations between our diverse communities. This includes the council, and as a large local employer, we have really worked hard over the last few years to create an inclusive workforce. We do take steps to ensure that recruitment is fair. We have very clear policies and ensure that any recruiter is trained in equality and diversity, and we have recently added training on unconscious bias. We have moved to a more skills-based recruitment process, and we have an apprenticeship programme and offer insight days for people to come and find out about the council, about our apprenticeships and how to apply. This includes working with schools, and young people can come with their parents. We also recognise that sometimes not having work experience is a barrier to employment, and we offer a nationally recognised gold standard quality work experience or volunteering scheme to allow people to get experience and develop skills. Anyone coming to do work experience also gets a reference showing what they have done, information about our jobs and guidance on applying for jobs. Information about our jobs, work experience, volunteering and apprenticeships can be found on our website. Just search Doncaster Council Jobs. We also have a Doncaster Apprenticeships Facebook page where we post our events and activities. We also ensure that people's experience when they are here is a positive one. We have a calendar of diversity events where we positively promote EDI, not just for BME, but for inclusion for all. We have also done some specific ones relating to race and religion. For example, we have included the World Day of Cultural Diversity, which was in May, Black History Month, which is in October, World Religion Day, January, and currently the Gypsy, Roma and Traveller Month. They raise awareness and promote positive images, and staff are really encouraged in these activities to get engaged with those. And here are some quotes from staff. It's about knocking down the walls. This is good work you're doing here. Oh, that's my flag. I'm so pleased I'm going to be sitting next to my flag all day. Good for you. This is really progressive for DMBC. There's good and bad in every community, but so often it is the bad that is all you hear. Well done for addressing these stereotypes. Doncaster Council has come a long way in creating an inclusive workplace, and recently were highly commended in the Global Diversity Awards. So I hope this has given you a flavour of what Doncaster Council is doing and will continue to do. As I have said, equality is extremely important to us, and we take it very seriously as an organisation. Your input, your support and your challenge is crucial to the process. And let's have more events like this one, because they are really important. I would like to thank you for inviting me to be part of this event and giving me this opportunity to highlight the Council's commitment to improving the quality of life for everyone who lives, visits or works in Doncaster. Thank you very much.
We just have a 1-2 minute Q&A session. If anybody has any questions for Councillor Glyn Jones, if you just signal by raising your hand and I'll bring the mic over if you have a question.
Councillor, thank you very much for that insightful presentation. And I love the fact that Doncaster Council are very much into diversity and inclusion, especially with your training for EDI training and especially the unconscious bias. In terms of spread, can you share with us the BME or the general overview of Doncaster? So maybe the population. How many of that reflects the diversity of the council? I just want to find out that because the council, the top management, represents the diversity of the community they serve. Thank you. My name is Earl Doncaster from London.
Thank you very much for that question, and it's a good question. It's one that we're always trying to endeavour to match up the statistics, the percentages, if you like, from what the general community is to what it is in the council. According to the 2011 census, which, you know, it's 8 years ago, and it's probably out of date, but that's all we've got in many ways statistical information to work from. And that says that 8.2% of Doncaster's population classify themselves as being white, Irish, Gypsy, or Irish traveller, white, other, mixed, Asian, black and other ethnicities. The council's current percentage of people from BME communities is around 5.06% from the figures that I recently read. And there's probably reasons around that. We don't make it mandatory for people to declare their ethnicity, and around 76% have declared their ethnicity. However, there's another 24% that haven't. So there may be people and there may not. However, what we are trying to do is to offer those things that I said in their recruitment methods that do not discriminate and take out that bias that you know has been there by some. So we are trying our best, and again, without sounding political, which I'm going to have to, it's really difficult not to sound political, is that as a council, our money has been reduced year on year on year. Our workforce has reduced year on year on year. We've had £272 million to date taken out of our budget since 2010, 2011. Our workforce has reduced, and the opportunities that probably were once there are not there so much these days. But wherever they are, we do offer that comprehensive recruitment whereby we encourage all people from different communities, different faiths to apply. And every step is taken to ensure this is fair and proper.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Tyrone Ross. Apologies for being a little bit late. I am probably the newest newbie in Doncaster here. I moved to Doncaster just about 8 months ago, and I've been looking for ways to get myself engaged and planted in the community and in the area in general. I just wanted to seize this opportunity to maybe give some feedback to the councillor on some of the initiatives, because I've already been a beneficiary of one of these initiatives that you mentioned. Oftentimes, it's easy to talk about what's not going well, and you put all these things in place, and often don't know the extent to which they're working. So I was very pleased to hear that you partner with the Chamber on the Launchpad scheme, because I've already been a beneficiary of that. I have my free 1 year's membership. I've been for some training programs, and then I already have a what I call him. He's an intermediary in one of the investment funds, investment groups that basically help startups, which is what I've been working on for some time. So I just want to seize the opportunity to say thank you for that initiative and to ask you to continue to support that, please. Because as a engineer/entrepreneur myself, I'm very much a strong believer in creating employment through startups and funding of startups, and the council has a great initiative with the Chamber to help people that are really interested in generating work, enterprise through business startups, the way it is usually done in places like London and the big cities that we usually hear of after they've become $1 million or $1 billion worth enterprise. So thank you very much for that, and please do continue to support that initiative for the Chamber, because eventually the word will get out and more people in ethnic minority communities will be rising to the challenge to create work and enterprise through those initiatives. Thank you very much.
Morning everyone, my name is Lyle Akur. First I would like to say thank you very much for listening to me today. My voice is not that good. Regarding this children aspect, when I moved to Doncaster, I struggled settling them in school. If it's not through the BME, I don't know, I was frustrated that I was even thinking going back to Lincoln, because the council are quite supportive about settling people into the community. And the one maybe Doncaster Council can help with is separating children, move 1 to 30 minutes away, 40 minutes away, different schools. Is there anything they are doing about that? Because it's stressing a lot of family at the moment. I've got few friends that just moved to Doncaster now. They still have struggling with that issue as well. For 6 months, my kids had to stay at home before they could get to school. And by the time they got to school, they moved them to 2 different schools that at the moment struggling, and one, even if family want to work, it's difficult for them to settle into the community. Because there's no how. One parent has to be at home if they don't want to get involved in social worker issue. So is there anything to do to improve this aspect? Secondly, I'm the register manager of Angicare Limited, and I've approached the council twice or thrice. There's no response. Is there anyone that's listening here that can listen to us? I've left several messages. How can we proceed? Set people into the community. Thank you.
Right, the first Tyrone, was it, I believe. Thank you for those good comments, and I'll certainly take those back. I'm not entirely certain how we are funding this. I've got to be perfect. It's not my area portfolio responsibility. It's my colleague Bill. So as soon as Bill gets back from bereavement leave, I'll have a chat with Bill. So those comments are really, really thank you for those comments. It shows that it's working in practice, which is really the main thing that we need to be assured of. As I didn't catch, sorry, Mr. Goron, was it? I didn't catch the last bit, but I'm sure that Rachel can possibly contribute to that. Well, schools. Many schools are oversubscribed because it is parental choice, and it's about ensuring that you get your form, and I think mostly online forms now, in there early, so you get your maximum, or you maximise your opportunity of sending your children to those schools that you prefer. And I do understand, because there are a number of people in my constituency who have different aged children at different schools, and how they're supposed to get from one school to another is no one gives any thought to that. Gives very little thought to that, and it's something that we try and endeavour to support people in ensuring that they get the family into one school that they're happy with.